Mansfield here, bringing you yet another tutorial. Now in today's video, I'm going to show you how to achieve a classic drag hairstyle, the 3/4 fall ponytail. It's a very simple yet glamorous hairstyle that not only travels easy, but creates longevity in your wigs, and we all know us drag queens need longevity when it comes to our hair. Now, as an honest woman and an honest YouTuber, I have to let you folks know before I start this video is sponsored by Arda Wigs. They provided me the hair to use in this video today, and it's glamorous and fun. I wouldn't take a sponsorship unless I truly believed the product was worthy and got the Jaymes Mansfield seal of approval. And I'll let you know right now, I have the tightest seal of approval. So just stay tuned and we'll create the classic drag queen ponytail. Just wait. All right, where should I start? Let's start with what we need. Let me run down the list of things you're gonna need. You're gonna need something to tease your hair out. I'm using a nice little teasing comb that has a fork on the other end, as well as some bobby pins, hairspray, and a nice brush, preferably one with thick bristles, and some bubble wrap. And of course, you're gonna need a hairnet. Any wig should come with this. And we're gonna need some straight pins and a piece of scrap fabric or shoelace. And of course, something to hold these ponytails together, some rubber bands. I'm using some very nice heavy duty ones. You could use hair ties as well. Those work fine, but I like these ones because they have a lot of give. And you're going to need 1 and 2 wigs. 1 lace front wig for the base and 1 regular wig for the back. These wigs in particular are from Arda Wigs. All right, should we get started? First things first, we're gonna take our wig and take the hairnet off of it. Be sure and save this hairnet because it's gonna come in handy way later. All right, you don't have to cut the lace yet. We're gonna take this and plop it on down on top of a foam wig head. You could do the canvas wig block, but I prefer to do ponytails on the foam wig block. Just because I feel like it's just easier to get the grip around. With the wig block, it's not really shaped like a head, so it's really hard to tell where your ear tabs are gonna be. And we're just gonna get that evenly on the hairline. With ponytails, you have to pay very close attention to the hairline, because if you mess it up, you're gonna have it way too tight or way too loose, and it's not gonna look natural. All right, let's get her situated.
Ooh, I love these curls. Look at the set on this guy. She's so pretty.
Okay, let's block her down. Now, this is something I don't usually do unless I'm doing a ponytail, because you kind of have to. Pull the hair back, use a brush if you have to, just to get any flyaways out of the face. We're gonna take our scrap piece of fabric. You can use a shoelace, you can use bias tape, it doesn't really matter, as long as you can fold it down to a thin layer like that. I usually fold my fabric a couple times. And we're just gonna line this along the lace here and take some of our pins and pin around it. What this does is it protects the lace, especially if you're just gonna stick pins through the lace on its own, it's more likely to tear. And you're gonna have big holes in your lace, and it's gonna be very noticeable on your forehead. It'll look like you have, skin damage or acne scars. And what we're gonna do is just pin this all around the hairline. And be sure and tug the lace tight. That way it sits flat against the forehead of the styrofoam head. And if you don't know how to space between them, I always say, do about your fingernails width between. And if you have access like I do, you can always just take the rest and just tighten a knot underneath. That way it's out of the way for when you're doing your styling. Hey look, it's little Edie with hair. Now that we have our hairline tightly secured down, we're gonna secure around the base of the wig as well. So it's gonna take some of that hair and just pull it up out of the way and just pin it down section by section. Like I'm gonna start here with the elastic along the head. This part could get a little tricky because when you're doing a ponytail, you want to make sure it's got a lot of stretch in the back of the head. Otherwise, you're going to have the wig part pulling upward and showing the boy hair underneath. So what I'm doing is I'm just pulling it down the littlest bit and then pinning it against the wig head. Pulling the elastic just the tiniest bit from the wig cap here. We're going to pin it down. And I'm going to do this all along the nape of the head, all along this elastic here, even down to these last little parts here on the cap. Now, a tradition of mine with new wigs, especially very nice wigs like this, is I like to make sure it has a lot of longevity before I decide to really tease it out and do something crazy with it. So what I like to do is the ponytail. And it's very economical for a drag queen to do this hairstyle because it creates a longer lifespan for your wigs. Essentially, the only thing you're ratting out is your back piece, and this top portion here stays nice and flat against the head, so if you ever want to use it for, again, all you have to do is wash it. Now we're going to start the process of the ponytail. So what you're going to need is your comb now, and for the front we're going to do it in 3 sections. The sides here, that's 1, 2, and the top part here. And I usually go about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tracks deep, and leave this nape of the hair on its own. And just using my comb, my pick, I'm just gonna part the hair down the way I want it. It's pretty easy to tell which parts of the hair belong with each other. As you can see here, this is the whole back portion of the hair. I'm just gonna pull that forward, the parts I want, and just pull out any portions that don't belong there. All right, and I just need this hair out of the way. So taking a bobby pin, the jumbo size ones are nice to use for this. I'm just gonna secure it here just to get it out of the way. That top portion, we're not going to worry about it now. We're going to worry about the back. Just going to take my brush through it a bit. Get the hair nice in one direction. Grabbing my hair tie, I'm just going to put that around my wrist for now. We're going to start the process of the first ponytail. Now with drag ponytails, you don't do just one, you do 2. And just pulling it up the same way you do any old ponytail. I'm just working the hair upward. Almost like you're doing a messy pony. And the ponytail should sit here in the back of the head, right on the crown. And we're just going to take our brush and brush her upward and regathering the hair as you do it with your fingers. And what that's going to do is going to create that nice slick down ponytail effect. And you might notice it's starting to get a little messy here at the top where my hand is holding the hair. We're going to fix that in just a moment. All right, now that our hair is gathered, it should look something like that. You might notice there's some bits here that are puffing out. We're going to go back in with our brush and really just dig deep in there and gather it up top. And it's okay if you pull it a little too tight because you're going to be able to loosen it up once we fit the ponytail to the head. Like anything with hair, it has to go through an ugly stage before it can get pretty. Alright, holding that tight, we're going to use our hair tie and secure our first ponytail. It should sit a little high in the back of the head. And then you can always adjust it for sizing by just pulling it down because it's only secured by this hair tie. Alright, now let's start the front portion of the hair. Taking down our bobby pins. We do not need that security anymore. Grab another one of your hair ties. Grabbing our brush. We're going to start by our side section here. Pull away any of the top here and just the hair that falls to its side. And we're going to brush that upward to this portion of the head. A very deep dig with the brush at first just to get it flat against the head. And then just flick it outward. Using a bobby pin, I'm just going to secure that down. For now, it's just only temporary. You want it flat against your head like that. Take our top portion out of the way and work on the other side. Just to encourage that hair to go this way, I'm going to put it there on top of the head. Dig in with the brush and push up. Alright, now you can see our sides are secure, but the top is still a little messy. So we're going to fix that now. There's still a good section here of hair that was not secured down, and that's our top portion here. Dig in and just flick it out. This portion will be a lot easier had you already done these parts already. Alright, and it's going to look like kind of a slick back faux hawk. What I'm going to do now is just gather up the hair that I've brushed backwards, and we're going to start a whole nother ponytail. So it's going to be like 2 ponies in one section. And this one's going to rest more on the top of the head as well. Almost about 5 inches backward. You don't want it too close up to the forehead, otherwise it's going to look strange when you put on your topper. Alright, we can remove our pins. We don't need them anymore, because now we're going to tie the ponytail. Taking our brush, bringing her upward, just gathering the hair, and encouraging that tightness here in the front. And pay close attention to the placement of the ponytails. You see the hairline here is there, ear tab, so we want our center to be about right here. So just follow that up with your finger and start your pony. And it's okay to pull it tight at first because you can always adjust afterwards, because remember, it's just a ponytail. We should have 2 ponytails going, so she kind of looks like that girl from the new Star Wars movie. And we can still see some of the hairs peeking out. That's fine. We're going to fix that later. All we're going to worry about right now is getting the ponytails connected. They're both pretty even, so what I like to do is I take them both and I grab a very strong hair tie, like a jumbo rubber band like this, so that you use the tie papers together. And I'm just going to combine the 2 ponytails together so they're stuck into one solid one. Alright, she is slicked back. Now we're going to create the messy bun. Basically go in with whatever natural curl patterns already in the wig. And we're just going to twist it up where it's on the head. So you get like a nice bun there. And this bun here is going to act as the base for your fall. And get one of those great hairnets you got with the wig and just wrap her around it. Alright, you could do just one like that, but I have multiple, so I just want that extra security. I'm going to use 2. Let's pin around it. These bobby pins can be any color you want because they're not going to be seen. All we're doing is securing the bun down with pins. Just going around the bun. Use as many as you need to feel secure. Crisscrossing in the bun just to lock it in place. Because this bun is going to take a beating when you're performing with this hair on. Another good reason to start it so far back in the wig is because if it's anywhere closer to the lace, this is all lace here. It's not an actual wig cap, so it can't take that much abuse. So if you're sticking pins through it constantly, it's going to tear and you're going to have a very obvious rip in your wig. Alright, she feels pretty sturdy. Now it's where the bubble wrap comes in. We're going to take a long strip of bubble wrap and wrap that more around here. And what that's going to do is create a bubble around the hair net here. So it protects the bun to keep the hair nice. And also it's something you can puncture through so you get more volume from the hair without having to tease it as much. Let's take a bobby pin and you can just pin those two together. Now if you don't have bubble wrap on you, grocery bags will work just fine. I've used socks before. Anything soft that you can wrap around the bun just to protect it. And like I said, what this is doing is it's going to act as sort of a bump it in your hair so you get more volume from it without having to stack on a ton of wigs. We're going to do a trick I learned from cholas in school. We're going to take either a toothbrush or something with a lot of bristles in the brush and just pull the hair backwards so it meets in the back here. And what this is doing is it's cleaning up the ponytail so you get that nice slick back effect. Taking some of our glue spray, we're going to spritz that too to create resistance in the hair. And honestly, you only really need to do this for the front portion of the hair because that's the part everyone's going to see. And taking whatever bobby pins we still have left, you're going to see little portions here peeking upward where it's going to take that and pin those downward just to make the ponytail appear like it's pulled tighter. There you go. That is a nice, clean, slick down center, giving you that nice Bianca Del Rio hairline. All right, wig number 1 is done. We're going to start wig number 2. Now we're going to take wig number 2. Let's take it out of its packaging. This one is a full wig with bangs. It doesn't really matter what it is. You could use 2 lace front wigs if you need to. I prefer the ones with the bangs because you can rat it out and get more volume in front. I'm just going to take it and tuck the bangs in a little bit and plop it down over the head. And what I'm doing here is I'm going to see where the natural bust comes from this. You can see there's a nice hair center here that tells you where the top of the head is. I'm going to pull that downward just so it meets here. That way you get a nice natural spill from the hair. And you could just leave it like that and have a long fall that way without teasing. But I like a little more volume in my hair because my head's a little bigger, so I can't really pull that look off. So we're just going to pull her down, and now we just have to fasten her around the head. We're going to go to our nice bobby pins again. Go nuts with this, you know? Pin all around the head because you want to make sure this hair stays on. Crisscross them, make sure this hair is locked down. You want to make sure all the security is along this front hairline and a lot in the back as well. Just be wary of the long hair straying downward because if you pin through it, you're going to have like weird pinches here in the hair and it's going to look like a weird hairline situation. It just won't be pretty. Now that our ponytail is secured down, we're going to start teasing around it. Using a teasing brush, I'm going to worry the most about this section here in the front. And you don't have to do a whole lot to this. Part it with your fingers like so. And just rat it down. You don't have to go too crazy with it because you still want that length in the hair. Like I said, you don't even have to rat this if you don't want to. You could just leave it as is with 2 wigs stacked on top of each other. But if you got a bigger head like me, you don't really have that option. If you want to create more resistance, you can spray the hair like I just did there. And it'll rat down just a little bit easier. Now we got a lot of the front section of the wig ratted out. We're going to do a little bit of the back here. I'm going to stop about this much and leave the rest long because I really want that length to still be in the hair. So I'm just going to grab a wider section and just pack it down with the brush. And the good thing about this is if you don't want to wear the ponytail anymore, you have a teased out wig in the back of the head as well. So you have 2 options. Now we got a good section here of packed hair. I'm just going to French lace it now. So you just take portions at a time and combine them. And encourage that air to be inside of the hair. That way you get more volume. Alright, and it should look a little bit like that. We're going to smooth it out And it's going to give you that nice pageant style, 17 ponytails sewn together effect with only one wig. Taking our brush, we're going to smooth it out. It helps you hold it down here where the base of where the wig is pinned on. That way you don't move it around too much and undo all the pins. Just to be on the safe side, And if you see a knot in there, just pull it out and brush it through. And these wigs have a ton of hair, which is a good thing because you're going to get more of an effect when you tease it out, and it's going to get even bigger. Alright, and what I'm doing is I'm pushing it backwards, slicking it almost into a helmet, because you want the ponytail to be nice and smoothly packed down. I'm almost finished smoothing it all out. What I'm going to do is just move sections of hair that I want to cover up most sections of teasing. Spray it down with some nice glue spray, encouraging it all to stay in that motion. And you're going to see, from brushing it out, I pushed a lot of the teasing backward here, so it's a little airy here. What we're going to do is just grip that and then smooth it out with our brush, working it downward so you get rid of those stray sections of hair just gathering up from you brushing it out. So it creates a nice smooth down look and not a look of a messy tease mess. And taking our teasing comb, I'm going to use the fork section here. And looking at the front, just going to dig in there and pull up the hair so I can encourage the air to be back in there. And I'm just going to do my finishing touches to it. Going along the ponytail here with the brush, smoothing it out. And in the back of the hair as well, smoothing it out. And just using a regular old scarf. You can use a bandana, headbands, bows. I'm going to just plop it in there and pull it around the back. And what this also does is, once you tie it in the back, the knotting pulls it together so it looks a little more natural and it falls down nicely, and just use your fingers to zhuzh around it. Now I'm going to go try this on and I'll see you guys soon, okay kittens? Be right back. Welcome back. This is the final look. This is her all done up. What do you think? Now this hairstyle is a classic in the drag world, seen on the likes of Varla G. Merman, Bob the Drag Queen, and even Bianca Del Rio. It's very much a hairstyle you can throw up in 5 minutes and gives you that instant glamorous effect with just a headband or a piece of jewelry. Get as creative as you want, even tie it into your wardrobe if you can. Now, like I said before, this video was sponsored by Arda Wigs. They provided the hair for me that I use in this tutorial today. And I have to say, these wigs are legendary. When I glue it down, I cannot see it at all. Now that's always the telltale sign with lace front wigs. The minute you glue it down with spirit gum, it cakes up, or you pull up pigment from your foundation. I don't get that with these wigs, which is definitely a huge plus for me. Not to mention they are jammed packed with hair. There is wefting coming out my ears right now. My arm doesn't thank them from teasing it, but I definitely love the final result of this big, ginormous hair. So, these guys got the Jaymes Mansfield seal of approval, which I assure you is not easy to get. Be sure to like this video, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel. I do love meeting new people. Until next time, kittens, bye. Click here and see me get ready with Jeffree Star Cosmetics. Sort of. Or see some of my favorite nudes. Come on, click it. The voices say click it.